I am M. Sri Lakshmi, Social CRT, working in KGBV Maripadu, SPSR Nellore district. Today, in this class, we will discuss the remaining part of Delhi Sultanate. In last class, we discussed about 5 dynasties of Delhi Sultanate. Once, briefly discuss about them. First one, Slave Dynasty. It is from 1206 to 1290. The founder of this dynasty was Qutbuddin Aibak. Important rulers of this dynasty are Qutbuddin Aibak, Iltutmish, Rajia Sultana and Balban. Second one, Khilji Dynasty. This dynasty is from 1290 to 1320. The founder of this dynasty was Jalaluddin Khilji. Next one, Tughlaq Dynasty. The founder of this dynasty was Ghiyazuddin Tughlaq. This dynasty is from 1321 to 1414. Fourth one, Sayyid Dynasty. The founder of this dynasty is Khizr Khan. This dynasty is from 1414 to 1451. Last dynasty, Lodi Dynasty. The founder of this dynasty was Bahulul Lodi. This dynasty from 1451 to 1526. The prominent rulers of this dynasty are Bahulul Lodi and Ibrahim Lodi. In this class, we will discuss about the third part of this lesson. Social, political and economic life. In this topic, first we will come across the first subtopic, administration. Administration means Paripalana. The head of the empire was Sultan. The rule was in accordance with Shariat or Islamic law. అంటే ఇస్లామిక్ లా లేదా షరియత్ నిబంధనల ప్రకారము పరిపాలన జరుగుతుంది. The Sultanate was further divided into smaller units called Iqtas, Shiks, Parganas and villages. The center will not interfere in the affairs of the village administration. But the Sultan was the supreme in all aspects of administration. All the powers of political, legal, military and religious power are vested with Sultan. అంటే పొలిటికల్, లీగల్, మిలిటరీ మరియు రిలీజియస్ పవర్ యొక్క అధికారము సుల్తాన్దే. ఇల్తుత్మిష్ purchased slaves for military services called Bandagan in Persian. These slaves were very loyal and completely dependent on their kings. So, the Sultan was confident in this system. This system continued during Khiljis and Tughlaqs. The Bandagan, who were loyal, are appointed as generals and governors by Sultan. Chahalganis played an important role during the period of Iltutmish. Chahalganis. Let's have a brief look at these Chahalganis. The administrative support system initiated by Iltutmish with the help of the Turkish nobles. This was known as Turkan-i Chahalgani or Chalisha. This helped to suppress his opponent nobles. The next subtopic in this topic is Iqta system. In this system, Delhi Sultanate was divided into Iqtas. The governors of these Iqtas were called Muktis. Muktis are military officers. Muktis had to maintain law and order in their allotted Iqtas and had to provide military revenue services to Sultan. Revenue collected from the Iqtas was utilized for administrative purpose and maintenance of army. The rank of Mukti was not hereditary and they were often transferred from one Iqta to other. Now, let's see something about social life. The Muslims of foreign origin stood first in the society. They used to get many privileges and influenced the administration. The second place is given to Indian Muslims and occupied many jobs like teachers, judges, etc. The remaining people like artisans, shopkeepers and small traders were considered as working class. In Muslims itself, there were two communities. They are foreign and locals. Now let's see economic life at that time. The main occupation at that time was agriculture. The main industry at that time was textile industry. The sultans started many karkhanas of different products. Karkhanas means factories. The trade was happened both internal and international. Internal in the sense within the country. The main industry at that time was textile industry. The sultans started many karkhanas of different products. Karkhanas means factories. The trade was happened both internal and international. Internal means within the country and international means out of the country. Delhi, Daulatabad, Lucknow, Lahore and Multan etc. were the important cities for internal trade. Cotton, pearls, cereals, indigo and sea pearls were the main exports. They maintained a balanced trade. Iran, Arabia, Africa, China and European countries etc. were connected to the international trade. We have already learnt that the Alauddin Khilji introduced the market reforms. The grains were stored in government granaries. At that time, the tanka and jittal were the basic coins in usage. Tanka means silver coins. Jittal means copper coins. As there was a shortage of silver, Muhammad bin Tughlaq ordered to issue copper coins. but he failed to take proper precautions about forgery. Due to this, even common people started creating the coins in their houses. Then, to correct the situation, the Sultan asked people to exchange those copper coins in the treasury and gave silver and gold coins in return. Due to this, the treasury had emptied. Now, let's have a look at coins of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. These are the coins used in the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Up to this the topic social, political and economic life has completed. Next part of the lesson is art and architecture. A combination of Arabic and Indian style of art and architecture developed during this period. The decorative style of Hindu architecture was replaced by geometrical shapes, calligraphy, etc. Indigenous people used to follow Rabiate style of architecture. Later, they introduced arcuate style. They employed Indian craft persons, architects and sculptors for construction during this period. So, the new Indo-Islamic style was born. Qutub Minar, Alai Darwaja, Alai Minar, Tughlaqabad and Quwwatul Islam were the famous constructions during this period. We learned that there are two styles of architecture. They are Rabiate style, arcuate style. Now, let's compare them. In Rabiate style, we have roofs, doors, windows made by placing a horizontal beams across two vertical columns. In arcuate style, we have arches carrying the sculpture above the doors and windows. Next one, Qutub Minar. This was built in the premises of Quwwatul Islam Masjid. It was built by Qutbuddin Aibak and Iltutmish. It is of 74.1 meters height, having 4 floors with marbles, stones and sand architecture. It is unique for its skillful construction of balconies, found variation in each story. Now let's have a look at Qutub Minar. Alai Darwaza is another monument. This was built by Alauddin Khilji as southern entrance to Kawatul Islam Masjid. This is the first time domes and arches were built. This is the picture of Alai Darwaza. Now let's see about literature at those times. Many scholars were given shelter and patronized during this period. Literature was produced in Persian, Sanskrit and other regional languages. It was written in the form of prose, poetry and dramas. Many Sanskrit works were translated into Arabic and Persian languages. Al-Biruni, Amir Khusru and Ziauddin Barani were some of the great scholars. Al-Biruni was an Arabic and Persian scholar. He was patronized by Muhammad Ghazni. He learnt Sanskrit and translated some of its works into Arabic. He wrote Tariq al-Hind. It is the history of India. Have a look at Al-Biruni. Amir Khusru is another important writer. He was a Persian poet and a great singer. He wrote many couplets. Couplets means 2 lines in a poem. He was known as Tuti-i-Hind, which means the parrot of India. Next one, decline. The Delhi Sultanate come to end in time of Lodi dynasty. But the declining process started during the Tughlaq period. The Taimur's invasion in 1398 drained the wealth of country. It took 100 years to build Delhi from Taimur's devastation. Many regional states were established due to the weak administration during some rulers. There were regular struggles for supremacy in North India. The Vijayanagara and Bahmani kingdoms in the south broke away from the Sultanate. Lodis lead to collapse of the empire. Mughal rulers and Babur defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat in 1526. With this, the Delhi Sultanate came to end and the era of Mughal Empire started. Let's recall what we have learnt in this class. We discussed social, political and economic life. We came to know about Chahalganis. We read Ekta system, social life and economic life. We saw art and architecture. In literature, we read about Al-Biruni and Amir Khusro. Coming to assignment. First question is, write about Al-Biruni. Second question, write about Qutub Minar. Once again, write about Al-Biruni. Write about Qutub Minar. Thank you.